Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. I have a gorgeous floral birthday card to share with you today. It's a two-step stamping set, and here I've used the colours of Balmy Blue and Pacific Point, and oh my gosh, I just love the way these flowers turned out. Don't they look just so pretty? Really lovely. I love the stamp set, and the stamp set is this one called Two Tone Flora, and you get quite a few different flowers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flowers, and you get these small little flowers, you get the leaves and everything. It's just so pretty, really pretty. I love it. So this one, as I said, was Pacific Point and Balmy Blue. The next one I'm going to do is going to be pink, so I'm going to do Flirty Flamingo and Melon Mambo, and we'll see how that turns out. So I'm going to do my lighter colour Melon Mambo, and that's what I'm going to stamp my base images in. I have everything here in the Stamparatus to hopefully make life a little bit easier for me. I'm just trying to make sure I give everything a really good ink up, though of course being the Stamparatus, if I do make a mistake, I can just restamp. I don't have to start again. Yeah, that will do. I think I'm just going to give this one a bit more of an ink. One more ink for luck, let's put it that way. Yeah, I like that. So close up the ink pad before we have a disaster, and then bring in my simple chamois and just give everything a good clean up so we can take it out the Stamparatus, otherwise you'll have incredibly inky fingers. So bring back our stamp set, and we're going to just take these out. And if you look at the little markings, you can't see it here, but you can actually, these little striped little markings, they'll help you a lot in lining things up and in putting things back in the right place in your case as well. They make life really easy, as you'll see. As you can see, I have no problems just finding the right orientation to put them, even just in the case. Okay, so let's start and line these up. Now I'm going to do this off camera. Well, I'll do it here, but I'll fast forward it maybe. You're just going to line up the dots in the centre. You see you've got little dots here in the centre, and you're going to line up with the dots there. And those little markings I told you will help you line everything up. But I need to get my head right over the camera, so I'm going to line this all up and then I'll be back. So I lined everything up. I had to get my head right over the stamp set, so you're looking straight down at it, and all you'd have seen in the camera was the top of my head, so there was no need for that. So I've lined it all up, so now we're ready to stamp, and I'm going to stamp in Melon Mambo, which is going to be my accent colour. Give it a nice ink up. And then we'll see what we have. Give it a good press down. One trick is if you struggle to press down with your ink, with your hands, just use your ink pad to give you that extra welly that you need to press down. And there we go. There is our pink. I love that. Really happy with that. Okay, so I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to turn it the other way around, so I'm going to stamp my sentiment quickly. First, obviously going to clean this up. I'm not going to stamp the leaves, because when I first made my card I stamped way too many leaves, and I've got spare from that, so there's no need to waste them and stamp more, so I'll show those to you in a minute. Okay, so same as before, let's put everything back where we found it. and as before, it's really easy to line everything up. It's not difficult. Okay, so these are the leaves, these and these 2 leaves, and as I said, I've already stamped them, if I can find them. Here they are. As you can see, I stamped already a whole ton and cut out, so there is no more need to do any more. So I've got those already stamped and die cut out. But for now, I'm going to do my sentiment, and my sentiment's coming from this stamp set called Amazing Year, and it's going to be the Happy Birthday. So I don't need my mat because we're using a cling stamp, so you can take the mat out. And I'm just going to put this back in the stamp apparatus. I'm just going to arrange it somewhere along the edge here, where I can easily cut it out, but I'm not wasting lots of cardstock. And it doesn't want to go straight, but it will. There we go. Put my magnets in to hold that, and I can see that that is straight enough. I can straighten anything later. Going to stamp again in Melon Mambo, down. Lovely, happy birthday. Marvellous. So now I'm going to use the matching dies to cut everything out. And these are they're also called Two Tone Flora, so easy to find them. And I'm going to use all of these dies here to cut it out. And so I'm going to do that, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so everything is die cut out. As you can see, there are flowers. We've got all our leaves, and I even cut our sentiment out. So let's bring in our card base, and this card base is, let me have a look what colour this is, Old Olive. It's a standard A6 card base. That's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half. On the inside I'm going to put an insert. This is just basic white, and this is 14.35 centimeters by 10. You could stamp this as well to make it pretty. But I don't put a sentiment inside. I always leave space. I like to be able to write a nice message in my card, so I don't like there to be too much stamping in the centre. Front of the card, I have this embossing folder called Pretty Flowers, and I've put through another piece of basic white, same measurement as the insert, and it just matches the flowers that we're going to put on top of it. I'm just going to put it down. I'm going to use some wet glue because of all this texture. It's just easier to use wet glue, I find. You can hear the texture, which sounds very funny, but it's true. It's all lumpy and bumpy. A lovely embossing folder, this one. It's one of my favourites. I've used it time and time again. I absolutely love it. Just a normal embossing folder. It's not 3D, but it still gives a lovely emboss and a lovely deep impression. It's really, really gorgeous. So now let's arrange our flowers how we might want them. I'm going to put my top one, I think, here, and then let's see how I want them to be arranged. I'm missing a flower. Where has he gone? Oh, there he is, hiding away. So let's see, if we put that there and have this one maybe like that, like that. Yeah, I like that. So let's tack this down for now. I'm going to use just some wet glue in the centre so I can always tuck if I need to. So it's roughly I think where it was. Then our top I've put dimensionals on already, and I know I've overloaded it, but I don't want this to sag in the middle when it goes through the post, and it goes to those sorting machines that are automatic, you know, and they just crush everything. So give it a good amount of dimension. Unlike in the States, you can't really say here whether you want things to be manually sorted, they just get sorted. Okay, so let's play around with our leaves. You might want to cut some off or do something, trim them down if you want, if you like that. And let's see where if we want any of these. This is why it's good not to have dimension all the way to the end of your stamp, so that you can tuck if you so wish. Maybe another one there. Yeah, I like that. So now I'm just going to tack down everything. And hopefully roughly the same place as it was before. Got a bit of glue more than I needed, so just transfer it to somewhere else. And then just tuck this back underneath there. I think like that. And then a little glue. There. Shake it about, nothing's falling off. It's always a good sign. So there we have that. And then a sentiment. Now I don't have my sponge daubers with me, so I'm going to do a little trick. And I'm just going to ink the edges, and I'm just going to take it to my ink pad. Just be very gentle, you don't want to cut into your ink pad. And I'm just going to ink the edges ever so slightly, like that, and it just gives it a little border, which is what I want. And then some dimensionals, and I'm going to use some of those edges, because why not? It's all good dimension. And some more edge there, and that will do fine. Always use up all your dimensionals, even the edges, they're good dimensionals. You don't need to waste them. Okay, there's our sentiment. Now I've got some of these glossy dots, and I'm not sure which colour I'm going to use. Pink doesn't really match. Last time I used the blue, which matched beautifully. I think I'm going to go for some of these yellow. I know I don't have yellow anywhere else, but I think it'll just brighten, not that it really needs to be brightened up that much, but I think it will just give it that something. Let's do a large one. Another large one up here. Maybe someone like that. Yeah, I think that's nice, but it's almost bringing out the green in the leaves as well, so I really like that. So there you go. There are the two cards. Tell me which ones you prefer, the blue or the pink. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know, and please don't forget to subscribe to future videos. If you wanted more information about the project, measurements, suppliers, etc., it's all on the blog post on my website, and the links to that and all my social media links are in the description box below. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.